Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stay Brown. If this is your first time here, welcome. It's lovely to virtually meet you, or virtually meet you, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So basically, now that the panorama is over, before I even start, please subscribe, like this video, and turn my notification bell on so you don't miss any of my content. You won't be disappointed. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The panorama is over. Boris has basically said, like, COVID, what's the, like, I don't know what it is. Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna power through. Us socially anxious babes are going to power through, because I got some really helpful hints and tips for you that have personally helped me manage my social anxiety. I don't really want to sit here and say you're going to overcome social anxiety. You definitely won't in a day, like a week. It's a progress. It's progress. It's a journey. Words. It's a journey, and you have to just learn how to mediate the effects of social anxiety until you don't feel them anymore. So, first things first, we need to accept that our social anxiety is negatively impacting our life and make a conscious decision that now is time to change. We're not going to change because someone always says, oh, you never come out with me, you don't like to talk when we go places, and basically makes you feel ashamed or judges you for your inability to basically be who they want you to be in social situations. That is not a reason to address your social anxiety. The only reason you should be addressing your social anxiety is for you. And because you want to be more social, maybe you want to go out and meet new friends. Maybe it's like part of your like New Year, better me. Like you just want to get out, meet new people, network. It's good for business. You want to challenge yourself, whatever the reason may be. You need to identify that. You need to actually accept and recognize that this is negatively impacting your life and you want to make a change. That is step one. Sometimes it's very easy to tell ourselves that, you know, oh no, it's fine. I might get upset when I'm out with people, but it's fine. The first step is always going to be acknowledging that you have a problem. Yeah. People are scary, so maybe they're the problem. Are we the problem? I don't think we're the problem. Anyway, so step two, once you've acknowledged that, it's time to put in the work and sit down with yourself and learn to recognize your anxiety and its triggers. So personally, my social anxiety is always sparked up when I'm in social situations by myself. It could be at work, or someone that I don't know at work comes over and talks to me, and all of a sudden I'm like, why are my underarms soaking wet? Like I'm sweating. I'm just like, I'm not saying anything because I don't want to say the wrong thing, and I just get very in my head, and it just means that sometimes I just sit there and I just keep my head down, I look at my laptop and I avoid eye contact. That is not what we're doing anymore, guys. That is my trigger. I know that. I've written it down. So I would say, get your journal out, get your notebook out, whatever you write, things that come to your mind, and just sit down and have a think about those situations that are the most difficult for you and what happens when you're in those arenas, because it becomes a little less scary when you know it's going to happen. It becomes, yeah, for me anyway. That might sound so backwards. And this is really helpful. This will be really helpful for one of the later steps that I'll come to in a bit. So don't forget to watch to the end of this video, okay? But yeah, once you've written it down and you've kind of identified the things that trigger you and how you are triggered, you will start to give yourself a little bit more grace in those situations, because quite frankly, you'll be prepared for those things to happen. And when those things happen, you can identify it in the moment and try to calm yourself down. That is obviously not going to happen straight away. It's not as simple as me just saying to you, okay, now I've started sweating buckets, let me just calm down. It's not that simple. But I know when it happens, it's nothing for me to feel ashamed about, because I mean, I'm human. Like, you're human. You are allowed to be imperfect. No one on this earth, on this planet is perfect. We're all kind of just walking through with blindfolds on our eyes. We don't really know where we're going. We don't really know how things are going to end up. And I promise you, to a degree, someone is just as nervous to talk to you and get to know you and just you know, make that starting conversation than we are. Do you know what I mean? They just don't have the extra shit. They don't have the extra stuff that comes with it, and that's perfectly fine. Once you've identified those triggers and you started giving yourself grace, it will become less of a taboo thing to talk about. Don't be afraid to tell your friends, listen, I can't come because my anxiety. One thing that I find, like with talking about having social anxiety, is that I feel like people won't believe me. People think I'm making an excuse because I don't want to come out, or they're making an excuse because I don't want to go out with them. Whatever the reason may be, sod 'em. Honestly, sod 'em. We can't control how people think about us. That is totally within their hands. We just have to come forward and be our whole and authentic selves, and understand that the people that like us, the people that are meant to, you know, that are meant to be in our lives, will be drawn to us, and they will stay. Without judgment, without criticism. They won't get mad that you don't want to come to the party with 10,000 people that you don't know. They won't get mad that you don't want to come to an intimate gathering with 3 people that you don't know. Like, if that's what triggers you, and you've identified that trigger and you recognize, actually, I can't do that, learn to have those conversations with the people that you love. Because the people that you love are going to help you through. Now that we're at a point where, you know, and this is not about setting a boundary per se. This is all part of identifying the fact that, you know, we have that difficulty in social situations, and now we're trying to overcome it. And I mean, you never know what other people are going through. The amount of people, like, as I've been going through like my self-growth journey and just learning about and understanding my mental health, the amount of people that are like, yeah, same. Like my friends that I've known for years, and they're like, yeah, same. And I'm like, oh my God, like, are we bonding right now? Like, it's so hard. It's so, like, you'll be blown away by the amount of people that feel exactly the same way that you feel, and will be understanding and, you know, there for you. And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, let's take the necessary steps that we need to take in order to overcome this problem. When it comes to my next step now, life just becomes so much easier because people are already aware. It's time to challenge yourself. And I say challenge yourself, but I want you to do this in and amongst loved ones. The people that make you feel safe, make you feel comfortable. Start by going out with them to places that are daunting, but not daunting to the point where you're going to end up giving yourself a panic attack, obviously. But are daunting, but you want to try and go. So if you currently at the beginning recognize that one of, you know, the places that you don't like going to is intimate gatherings with too many people that you don't know. Let's start with going to an intimate gathering with one person that you don't know with your friends. If that's 2 friends, 3 friends, 1 friend, it doesn't really matter. You'll start to, when you get into those situations, personally for me, half of it is in my head. Once I get a drink, or 2 or 3 or 4, I'm perfectly fine and I'm calm, and I don't worry about other people, and I'll talk to them, I can have a conversation with them, and it's not a problem. But I've only got to a point where I'm even willing to get out and meet new people and talk to new people that I meet, even when I'm drinking, is because I've realised that I'm not going to die by having a conversation. And yes, some people aren't going to like me, and that's cool. But I give myself grace. And these people don't validate me or who I am. So we're gonna push through. If that person doesn't like me, I have my 2 other safe people that I have that secure connection with that are helping me through the situation. And if it is a thing where you get into that situation sometimes and, you know, you've pushed yourself to get somewhere new and you feel like, actually, I can't do this, the beauty of having loved ones around you that you've already spoken to and been like, do you know what, this is what I'm trying to overcome right now, and this is what I've been struggling with, is they'll be able to give you a helping hand. And if that helping hand isn't enough, they'll be able to assist you home, baby girl. Like, it's fine. If you gotta go, you gotta go. And you need to be around people that will understand that, because the last thing that you want is when you're in when you're in a state of anxiety already by being out the house and being around too many people, and, you know, in a situation that could potentially trigger you significantly, it's people that are going to judge you and criticize you for being the way that you are, or being a spoilsport, or you're ruining the motive, or like, oh, we don't want to go home. It's fine, because they already know, because you've had that conversation with them. Do you see how all of these things tie in together? Yeah. These are the things that have worked the best for me personally. Obviously, social anxiety is a very complex, it's a very complex thing. It's not as simple as do this, do this, do this, and you'll be good tomorrow. You need to work at it. You need to be patient with yourselves. And we need to understand and recognize that, yes, people are scary. People are scary as hell. But they're also not perfect, just as we are not perfect. So if someone wants to judge you for being you, well, they can go fuck themselves, okay? But yeah, those are some things that have really helped me, and I hope that, you know, you'll put these into practice and they'll help you as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and give me a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next one.